In this video, I want to show you how I'm applying blanket stitch to some applique hearts that I'm working on. So on my sewing machine, there are probably about 8 different blanket stitches, and I've done some test pieces to find the one that I really like. Now I've got a Brother V5, and on here I'm using the stitch 1120. And I'm making sure that the width of it is 3.5mm and the length is 2.5mm. So this is what I'm starting off with. I've got Aurifil 50 weight thread in my machine, in the bobbin and in the top of the machine. And I've not used a thicker thread than this because with this particular blanket stitch, it goes over the stitches 2 or 3 times. And I don't want it to get too bulky. I've changed my foot over to a different foot, and it's N with this particular machine, but it's called a monogramming foot. So these are the hearts that I'm stitching blanket stitch around, and we'll zoom in a minute so we can get a closer look. I've zoomed right in here now so we can see the actual working of the stitch, and I'm starting on the straight edge of the heart and not on one of the curved bits. I just find that's easier for me. So I'm going to secure the stitch as I normally would. So with this particular blanket stitch, you can see that it's doing a forward, a backward, a forward, inside, outside, a forward, a backward, a forward, inside, outside. And you'll soon get to understand the rhythm of the stitch and what it's doing. So I'll go a little bit faster now. I don't want to go too fast though, because I want to make sure that the stitch is as close to the fabric as it possibly can be without going inside the fabric. So these hearts have been appliqued on, so they're all nice and secure. You can see I'm coming to the point of the heart. So I've got to the point of the heart, and what I'm going to do, so I've gone the forwards, backwards, forwards, and now I'm just going to turn my fabric so the inside goes into the heart. Now I'm not sure that I've got it really spot on, but I'm just going to turn that again, and now I can go back up the other side. Now I'm starting to get to a point where we're going to curve back in. So I'm going to slow right down. And you might want to lift your foot up a little bit just to move your fabric. So I'm going to try and make sure that I can follow that curve around. And see, it's starting to curve again. So I'm just going to move it slightly. And it's all about taking your time. This is not a rush job doing blanket stitch. It's nothing that you can do really quickly. Well, not that I've found anyway. Just keep edging your fabric around just so the stitch can follow it. I'm just lifting my foot up as it gets to a curve. And around these top curves, you'll need to just really keep your eye on the stitches and move your fabric around just gently. I'm actually sewing this onto Bows or Craft X, so it's nice and sturdy. And I'm getting into the point of the heart again now. And what I want is that inside stitch to hopefully go straight down. So I've stopped again, and before I start stitching on the edge, I've moved it completely around. Now I'm not changing the stitch length on this because it's a nice big piece of applique. If I was doing something that was a little bit more intricate, I'd possibly look at changing the stitch length when I got into some fiddly little corners. I'm just coming back now to the start. I'm just hoping that this is going to line up, and it doesn't really matter if it doesn't too much. I'm just going to secure those stitches, and then we'll have a look and see what it looks like. I'm really pleased with the outcome of this. The blanket stitch around the heart looks nice and neat, and it finishes it off just lovely. If you are starting out using a blanket stitch with applique, definitely go through your sewing machine, have a look and see what options there are in your sewing machine, because there's bound to be more than one. And then have a play with the different stitch lengths, the width and the length of the stitch as well. And then before you get started on your applique masterpiece. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please press the like and subscribe button.